If you have a yard, chances are you also have deer that like to nibble on your plants. And while they may be so pretty to look at, it can be frustrating to see them destroying your flowers and shrubs. And you paid money for that, right? So it took time to plant them and go through the whole process. So that's why it's always helpful to know which plants are deer resistant. Tribune Review Everybody Gardens editor Doug Oster is here with us to give you a look at the shrubs that you will love in your landscape. But the deer, they won't love it so much, Doug. That's the key, huh?
I have to tell you, when I see a deer, I don't see pretty.
No, aw. What do you see?
My wife's always
shrubs
just
and
like,
flowers
did you see the beautiful herd of deer go through? Yeah, I saw them.
As garden destroyers.
Yes. They'll eat just about anything. You know, whenever we're talking about deer, we always want to say, first off, the number one thing we can do to prevent them from eating anything is some kind of physical barrier.
Sure.
You know, you probably can't fence your whole property in, but if you have something that they really love, if you just put, you know, at the end of the season here, put some stakes up, put a fence around it for the winter. Yeah, keep them off it. The next thing is, and don't touch this.
Ooh, yeah.
Is some kind of
deer repellent,
kind of repellent, and that's why it works. You know, I've used a lot of different deer repellents over the years, and this is the one I've settled on for the last probably decade, called Bob X. And again, I've sprayed it, and then it's got on me. And yes. But the deer
need a shower.
The thing is, you've got to keep on spraying. You can't just stop.
Daily?
Well,
Doug,
no. You know, if you get
weekly?
3 days of rain, you're going to have to reapply. You know, and when you get into the winter, you don't want to be out there. But just that keeps them off there. But we do have some plants here, and we can never say they're deer-proof. But I've never had the deer ever touch any of these plants.
Okay.
And so we're starting up here with a smoke bush, and
it's very pretty.
When we're looking at a shrub, we're looking at something that with more than just one season of interest. So we've got this beautiful purple foliage, but then we get these really wild, smoky type blooms. They're kind of just this very fine, wonderful blooms, and the shrub itself is indestructible. And as you said, it's absolutely beautiful, very easy to grow. This is another one over here that I just love. It's called sweet shrub. And when I was at Hahn Nursery and we're looking at these shrubs, they're slowing down. You know, so we see a little bit of foliage problems here, but it's not a problem because this is the time to plant shrubs. The temperatures are good for root growth, not top growth. We want to get that established. But this has beautiful, beautiful purple flowers that are intensely fragrant. This is one of my all-time favorites right here, right behind here. This is called Japanese Pieris right here. All these little buds will become bell-like white flowers that have a great fragrance in April. They'll never eat a juniper. You know, there's lots of different types of junipers. There's creeping junipers. There's some tall ones. This is another great plant. This is called Weigela. This variety is called My Monet. And again, we're looking for more than a one-trick pony. It's got beautiful kind of greenish-white variegated foliage, and then some beautiful kind of pinkish flowers. This is a cypress. Really, yeah, you know, again, it looks like an arborvitae. They'll eat arborvitae. They won't eat a cypress. This is a creeping mahonia. And again, we're growing it for the foliage. You got kind of this green and red foliage. And then I cheated right over there. That's not a shrub, it's a tree, but it's a small Japanese maple. And I just planted one of those myself. It's called coral bark. And you see the color of that bark, that red bark? As it gets colder, as we get to the winter, that's going to become even more intense. And that's a great showpiece for the winter garden. Because that red, and then when those leaves come out, it's just chartreuse and red.
Doug, why do some people wrap in burlap?
You know, burlap is something to stop the wind, slow down the wind. You know, when we talk about different plants, but that would also be a deterrent for the deer. You know, if you had something, you had burlap around the outside, deer can't get to it. The wind won't freeze out the buds.
Good to know. Doug Oster, you're always so knowledgeable. Thank you so much. And if you would like to know more about the shrubs that Doug showed us here today on PTL, you can check out his Everybody Gardens blog for that and some other gardening advice. You'll find the link at kdka.com/PTL. And then watch for Doug here every Thursday on our show.